Hi, I'm John and welcome to Half Dozen Homestead. So we're getting started on our project. Our big project that we're working on now that we're done the geothermal is solar. And you can see I've got my first post set here. It's a lot of work, but I got one set and a bunch of holes dug. So this video is really going to go over the structure that we bought, how we're installing it, getting it ready for concrete, pouring it. And I just really want to get this thing built this weekend, ideally. So that in the future I can start working on the solar panels and the inverter and everything else. But it all starts with this. It starts with our solar panel mounts. So we got our solar panel mounts from a company in Montreal. It's an American company, but a Montreal distributor. So we had that shipped down, and Calvin and I picked that up at the terminal. Our solar panel mounts. So we got them, eh? Everything's strapped down. The skid jostled a bit during transit, but it's all here. So we've got it loaded. We're gonna take it home and get started. Yeah, I'd love a water.
Here's some water.
Oh, Calvin, back up.
Back up.
Back up, your fingers. Watch out, Nate. Now it's time to rubber meets the road and get started with the building. Last night, before it rained in the dark, we were working on augering the holes. So we've got 2-foot diameter holes, 5 feet deep, and then we're extending them higher with a sonotube. So that'll just make it easier for mowing around and all that sort of stuff. So we're gonna try to work hard, work smart, not hard. So the first pole I put in by myself, and it weighs a million pounds and it's way too heavy. So this one, we're gonna use the tractor. And the last pole is in the concrete the least amount. So we have a slope, and from pole 1 to pole 4, we have 4 feet of slope. So every pole is less in the concrete. So what we've done is we'll have extra rebar in there. We've extended the sonotube so it still has lots to grab onto. And what I've done is I've driven in a steel post, and that steel post I'm going to try to slide in this channel. And I've got this block of wood screwed here to hold it, and hopefully we can get this post sitting right where we want it on that steel channel. And then I'll be able to brace it and weld that steel post on. So that will actually take the weight of it all the way into the ground. And then the concrete will be under it and around it, and it'll lock right up. So that's the goal. But I have to lift it in, so it's not an easy task. I think I'm okay. Yeah, it'd be beauty if it wasn't so windy today. But make hay while the sun shines, and in this case, install your solar panels before it freezes. This is scary. I'm gonna get another strap and hopefully that'll help. Again, nobody said I was a professional. We're just winging it here and using a little bit of common sense. What I'm gonna do is set the laser up, and I'm gonna mark a spot on this post and mark a spot on that post. And I gotta make sure that they line up dead even so that everything is nice and straight and square. So that's the laser mark. So what we're gonna do is measure from the top of my post down to my mark, and I'm 58 3/4. So I'm gonna mark 58 3/4 on the other one, and then I need to get the laser level to hit that mark. Oh, we're close. It's gonna drop an inch. So that took me way longer than I had hoped just to get it at the right height. So now that I've got it there, it's sitting on my block of wood, what I'm gonna do is go and very carefully tack weld it on the bottom where I've got it sitting semi-straight and get a bit of a bead on there, and then see if I can get a bit of a bead on the top, release it, and then hopefully we're still working and it doesn't fall. Moment of truth. Okay. Oops. So I was able to get that post up and with 2 braces on it. And I'm really hoping that that'll hold. Hopefully it doesn't catch the wind too much. But, hey chickens. Yeah, I've got the first 2 poles up. And now I got to come up with an idea for the second 2. These are the holes. 5 feet down. Nice and clean bottom. This one right here, I've got going down. I also have my 2-inch conduit coming up, and then this piece of liquidite, and that's just to give us a pathway for a ground plate. So I still have to dig from here to my post there. I'll end up digging that out in a couple days once I've got the bases all secured and everything. There's no real rush on that. What I want to get done is the steel. I want to get all the steel installed, and I want to get all the concrete poured, and then hopefully the rain will wash a little bit of this mud away, and when I install the solar panels I won't be knee deep in mud. This one a little bit differently. Instead of pounding a post in and welding it in the air, that was terrifying. So what I'm gonna do is take my post. I know I need 2 feet to the bottom of the hole, so I'm gonna put on, let's say, 30 inches. And then when I lift and place my pole, I'll smack it in so that the first 6 inches goes right into the solid clay bottom. And then once the bottom catches, I'm at the right height. So while it's down here, while it's on the ground, I'm gonna weld this up. Perfect. Perfect.
Yay!
So what I've got here is my post installed, and I got my 58 3/4 mark, which is my laser. And this notch is where I need that to line up. So that notch is lined up perfectly with my blue line, which means this guy is perfectly where I want it. The question is, as long as it doesn't sink in more than that, and then I throw my level on it. Oops, sorry, dang it. And make sure it's looking level, it's looking good.
Oh. That's not true.
Now the only thing is on this one, I did not put the sonotube on first because it was a real pain getting it on last time. So what I'm gonna have to do is at some point disconnect it, slide the sonotube down, and then reconnect it onto the tractor so the tractor can hold it while I do all my bracing. So
you gotta take this off.
I'm gonna take my sonotube, cut it down in half because I don't need that much, and shove it on.
On that. Where is it? Above?
Oh,
Where's that marker?
it didn't work.
Where's that marker?
I got the marker in my pocket. Oh, wait. Oh, did you see that? So that's one whole day's worth of work, and man, it was a lot of work. But I got all 4 posts up, sitting level, sitting exactly where I want them.
Hi! I'm gonna hook this onto a tractor.
The boys have been sort of running around having fun while I work. Tomorrow morning before we pour, I will check them all again. I will adjust them if needed, and then once we've poured, again,
We're going to get concrete.
tomorrow we're getting concrete. So
2,000.
yes, okay. So once we pour the concrete, I'll check them one more time, make sure everything's sitting nice and level and straight, and then hopefully we can let them sit. These are some steel columns that I've got here. It's a C channel, and depending on where you live, that's how you adjust it. So it has preset holes all the way in the top, and if you live somewhere that needs even degrees of sun, so 30 and 70 for where I live, or if you have 25 and 65, then again, depending on where you live, you turn this post east, you turn this post east or west. So I'll go in detail a little bit more about the system once we finish building it, but hopefully we can get these 4 posts set. Next morning, poles are all still standing where I want them to be. So I got the kids up early. We're gonna buckle into the truck and we're gonna go pick up concrete. So we're doing U-cart concrete, and what that is essentially you can pick up about 1.25 yards at a time, and they pour it into this trailer, hook up the trailer behind your truck, and you can drive it over here. I'm right on the borderline of how much concrete I need, whether it be worth it to get a concrete truck in. We pay underload charges, so if you have less than 4 meters, you pay underload, or if you have to pay for additional shipping and all that sort of stuff. So I'm right on the border of whether it's worth it. But really the deciding factor is we repaved the driveway last year, and we paved over top of not the greatest of concrete, greatest of asphalt. So I don't want to drive any heavy trucks on there. So, but getting it by the cart load, yes, I got to make 2 trips, and it'll be a bit of a pain. But at least I'll be able to get it done without destroying the driveway. Okay, let's get buckled in. Yeah. Okay, you guys ready to go get some concrete?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready.
You put the scoop of gravel in, you put the scoop of sand in. And you mix it in these bags and with water. Okay, here we go. We're gonna pour this.
Papa, why are you pushing those in?
Rebar, it's just gonna give it more strength.
Hi, Calvin. Hi. Papa,
That's one.
make some birds. Boom, 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 boom. How many birds in here? Here, Papa.
Thank you. Okay, we got our second one, so let's give it a shot. Finish filling that second post, we're gonna fill the next one. So the poles didn't go 100% as planned. We got the first 3 filled up nicely, and then unfortunately this last one, we only had enough for about a foot of concrete in it. So maybe 2 feet. So we've got the concrete in, we've got a rebar in, and the place we picked up the concrete from doesn't do any more loads today, and it would have been a really small load. But now that means a huge load of mix it yourself concrete. I got 25 bags here to do the last 4 feet of concrete, and I'm not really looking forward to mixing it by hand, but that's the way it goes. So I'm gonna get a wheelbarrow, some water out, and break my back, and let's get this concrete finished. So I got the cement mixer, I got my water generator so I don't have to run cords, and I got it set up so I can put 2 bags in, mix them, and then dump them in there. So I got 25 bags, so we'll see if I end up using all 25, but once you get going, you gotta just keep going and going and going. I don't want this to form in layers, so I'm gonna keep rocking this, but otherwise, this section of the job is done. We got all these posts set, squared away, level, everything's sitting nice. Tomorrow I'll take away all the bracing, and then we're done. The hardest part, in my opinion, getting this in the ground is done. I know there's a lot of work to be done above head and over and all that sort of fun stuff, but this is what I was most concerned about. Let's get out of the ground before everything freezes and gets muddy and gross, and now we're to the point where we're gonna start building. So I'm excited. Thanks for watching Half Dozen Homestead. This is part 1 of our solar build, and I look forward to bringing you more.